Hi, everybody. We're all recording now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to take a second to say welcome, everybody, to Dragon Week. Myself, Jesse, David, and Bonnie all got the idea we kind of like, we're talking about dragons, and dragons seem to be coming up an awful lot. And so we thought, let's do a Dragon Week. And then we kind of let it go. Like we were thinking about it, and this was like right at the beginning, like I think in September, we thought about doing a Dragon Week, and then we just kind of like went on with our lives, and we just let it go for a little bit. And then David said, "Hey, are we going to do Dragon Week?" And so David helped us get like some people in, and we're going to do a whole week of all about dragons. It's a themed week. And today is the opening ceremonies of Dragon Week. And before we start doing our little ceremony, I just want to let everybody know the schedule. And the schedule is located at the top of our New Earth Ascending Consciousness Facebook group page. And so if you go in there into the announcements, you'll be able to find any of the things that are happening with the Zoom links and everything. So you don't have to worry about any of that. So to kick it all off, on Monday, Monday, November 16th, there is a Dragon Astral Travel Unity Circle, and it's hosted by David Starr. And this is going to be done in the Zoom room. Anytime we say Unity Circle, it means that it's for everybody to come in, and everybody can come and experience it. And it will be recorded and then put into the New Earth AC YouTube channel afterwards, so that people can go view it after. So it's meant to be interactive. So if you want to join into any of these, don't wait for it to show up on the page like a live thing. You have to go into the Zoom room yourself. And so that's the Monday, and the times and everything are listed, and I don't want to confuse people because everybody's in different time zones. So go in and look at it, and it'll tell you exactly what time it's going to start in your area of the world. And on Tuesday, November 17th, we are having Dragon Channeling Unity Circle with host Nicola Russell. And so in this Unity Circle, she's going to be, I think she's doing some kind of dragon channeling at the beginning. And then she's going to be offering people that are in the room, if somebody in the room all of a sudden has some sort of dragon channeling that they would like to bring through, that it will be open for other people to channel dragons as well. And so that is on Tuesday, November 17th. And then Wednesday, November 18th, we have Dragon Fire Breath Astral Travel Unity Circle, and that is hosted by David Starr again. And this one's going to be a little bit more in depth. The first one on Monday is going to be kind of a general going into the dragon realm, I think. And then this one is going to be a little bit more in depth. David, you want to talk about that for a second?
Oh, well, the dragons have their own healing modality with their flames and initiations and activations in everyone's DNA from the ancient times. So as the breath of the dragon and the different colors of the breath enter into everyone's energy field, it's going to activate their remembrance of their dragon DNA. It's going to heal in ways that can only be achieved through dragon breath. It's unique in the magic of the dragon energy, like whereas there's different healings with the angels. They're very similar, but they're just a little bit different. So we're going to go through almost like a rites of passage and going through the healing and the activations that the dragons can give everybody. So I think that one is going to be pretty powerful.
Yeah.
You might want to have a couple of ice cubes beside you just so you can cool down.
And
Yeah.
then on Thursday, November 19th, we have Dragon Surprise Unity Circle. And this is with host Madalena Morby. And she basically has a surprise for us. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but she's not going to tell us. She says that it's going to be actually, we have to wait and see. She has a surprise. And Bonnie, you're laughing at me. So, like, that's what's going to happen that day. And so, if you want to go in and see what the dragon surprise is, you're more than just go to the Zoom link and go into that one. I don't really know what's going to happen there, so it ought to be interesting. And then on Friday, November 20th, it's Ask the Dragon Oracle Unity Circle, hosted by our Bonnie Bird and our Jessie May. And they both are going to do a channeling. I think Bonnie's talking about some meditation that you're going to start out with, and some channelings coming through. And both Bonnie and Jessie both channel. So, and when they're using their cards and everything. So, and then they're going to be using the Diana Cooper Oracle deck. Do you have it up in front of you there, Bonnie? It's
Yeah.
the Dragon Oracle deck there that Diana Cooper made, and then both of them have that, and they're going to be using the Oracle and bringing in messages from the dragons and channeling and doing all kinds of things in there. It ought to be really fun. And so that one is on Friday, and then Saturday we have we don't have a Unity Circle on Saturday as far as Dragon Week is concerned, but we do have 2 Unity Circles going on that are not Dragon Week. And then that day we have set aside for dragon art. And so myself, I'm going to be putting up how to make a dragon egg or a dragon castle out of clay. Jessie's going to be putting up a slideshow of her Orgon dragon pieces that she's been making. And we're going to open this up to everybody in the group. And if you are doing something artistic with your dragons, please put up a post on that day, on Saturday. It's called Dragon Art Day. So that's what we're doing that day. And then on Sunday, we're doing myself and Jessie are doing Artist Alley, and that's not really dragon oriented, but it is on the schedule. And then after that, we have Dancing with the Rainbow Dragons Unity Circle with host Suzanne Amara. And that one ought to be really interesting. I have no idea, but it sounds really cool. David, do you have anything more to say about that one? Do you know what she has in?
Well, I mean, Suzanne is this amazing gift for channeling codes and activations, and she's actually collaborating with her on animating her codes on a music project, and with an animator out in India. And I've seen the first draft, and it's pretty cool. And I can only imagine what she's going to bring on Sunday for Dragon Week. It's going to be powerful, that's for sure.
And those 3 hosts that aren't myself, Jessie, and David, they already came on and did their let everybody know what. So if you want to go back and have a relook as to far as what they're going to be proposing inside of their Unity Circles and get a feel for their energy or whatever, Nicola Russell and Susanna Mera and Madalena Morby, they all did an interview last Thursday. And so you might want to go back and have a look at that. And so that is our lineup for Dragon Week. We have something going on every single day. I hope that people enjoy the week and get excited about it along with us. And I don't know, now I think I might just like turn it over. We're going to have a discussion about our own experiences with dragons, and then Bonnie's going to take us into Meet Our Dragons. So we're going to do a little thing here at the end where Bonnie's going to take us in and we can meet our dragon guide. And then I'm going to also talk about a procedure, a dragon power procedure that we can do as well. So I don't know who wants to start, who wants to tell their experiences about dragons.
I'll just tell a little bit of how I met my dragon. Her name is Nala, but she's both male and female, and she can transform to any animal that I need, whatever animal energy that I need. And I learned that along the way as I got to know her, you know, because I recognize her eyes and the way her heart feels when she comes. And she always comes in. If I can feel her swooping around when I asked her to come, I just say, "Come, Nala," and she swirls around, and then I feel the energy up through my back when she comes. And over the years of getting to know her and trusting her, it's just been a beautiful experience, a beautiful healing experience. And I think every day I learn something new. And so that's why I think it's so magical and so amazing to work with these beautiful animals, spirit animals, and because they were here from the beginning when the earth was created with the Lemurians, and they work with it. They work with the angelic. They work with the galactic. There's galactic um, dragons, along with earth dragons and air and fire, and it's just all the elements. And I just feel that, you know, the more we get to know them, because we're part of all the elements, the more we realize that they're part of our family too, and it just makes it, they're not anything to be afraid of. You can only feel the love radiate from their hearts. They show love. That's what they come to do, is help us heal. And they could have, according to the Diana Cooper book about the dragons, they could have ascended into the higher realms, but they chose to stay here and to help us through the ascension, and to help us all the way up till we could ascend. And so that's how beautiful they are. They just have a loving, beautiful heart. And I just wanted to put that out there so that people aren't afraid to work with the dragons. That's pretty much what I have.
I'll go next right now.
Okay.
Okay, real quick. Sorry. So I feel like I'm probably the like relatively new to using dragon energy. They've always been around, you know, in my psyche somewhere, but I had never used their energy or anything until this past May. I basically I called in all of my spiritual resources consciously. I was going through some stuff and things, and like, you know, called for spiritual support from, like, I must have named everything I could think of, you know, and the dragons were who showed up in the fullest force. There was a couple others that made themselves known, but and that's when I started, it all just fell into place that I started making the Orgone dragons. And what happens for me is that I end up channeling people's personal dragons, not necessarily like Bonnie was talking about elemental dragons. But I think the aspect that I work with most is like personal soul dragons of other people. Like I'm being used by them as a conduit for them to get into the physical world and find so their owners can have like a tangible something tangible that represents them, because humans seem to be more, well, being a 3D, you know, existence, we have it helps humans connect to them to have a tangible object, being that like a lot of people need, well, I don't know how to say it without sounding a certain way, but like it helps to have something physical for humans in general. And so I use like a lot of, like, the energy will come, and I feel like I've thought about how to put into words how it happens, and I think that I feel their wings around me first, and they just get kind of held by their energy, and then I just kind of end up deciphering them gradually as I make the art piece. Like the stones, I'll get names of stones, colors, the gender of the dragon. So a lot of times a name, not always. And as I go through the step-by-step artistic process, more information comes through, and it's interesting because each separate one is different. Some are similar, but they're all different, and they're all personal for people. And the information that comes through is really astounding and interesting. It shocks me, and usually the people that they're being made for as well, because a lot of times just the stuff makes no sense to me, but I say it anyway, and it's just like be like make perfect sense to whoever it's for, you know. So they're very personal, the ones that I work with, and yeah. So that's my aspect of what I know of them, and it's more of a feeling and a like a drip of information that comes through, and like a feeling for me. I don't see as much like as some people might like visually see something. It comes through me more like feeling into, and then I translate it into physical, like tangible objects. So
It's a
yeah,
really unique gift you
if that
have.
made any sense.
It does.
I'll give an example of this. So Jesse made some of the dragon pennants based off of two of my dragons that I have, and she didn't know that I was really involved with the music and really involved with. She had no idea about this 5D crew, what was going on with it, until I announced it on my Facebook post. But before that, she was talking about how my dragons were giving her songs for me to listen to, and literally made like a whole playlist of songs.
That was so
Each of the
cool.
songs had like a specific meaning lyrically or energetically. And I remember listening through the whole playlist, and I was just like, I totally get why my dragons were giving her this information. And
Yeah, it seemed really
the last
urgent.
song, and it was so funny because when we did the New Earth Ascending Consciousness New Earth travel, and at the end of it, we went to a gift shop, like a spiritual gift shop, and we all got our gifts and stuff. The last song, and I thought it was hilarious as soon as she said, and the dragons wanted you to listen to Tragically Hip Gift Shop. Like I just started chuckling because I knew it was like just a little token of symbolism from that experience that we had.
Like, nope,
and,
that's for real.
It's
so
an
funny.
odd song
And
to
there's-
bring it up. Like that's an odd song to just show up out of the blue, Jesse.
They were all
Yeah.
very strange combination. All great songs that I love, but like really eclectic combination. Like made no sense for them to be
Yeah.
together. Like,
but it
you
made
know,
sense for me,
I don't know.
and I think it's like a really cool gift that in the dragon energies that you're channeling for your clients, you're getting information that you wouldn't get normally. Like it's like who you didn't know I had these projects going on, and these songs that I'm listening to obviously are going to influence me in the future and stuff, and there's certain messages in them and everything too. So I appreciated that. And the first night I got my dragons from Jesse, like so that it amplifies your dragon energy. That's why these things are so cool. Like so it'll amplify your dragon energy. So if you haven't gotten some from Jesse, I'd highly recommend it. And so I'm going to sleep and I wake up, and then my dragons are talking to me how we went off and we got all your soul fragments and we're just healing them. And I'm like, you did what? And he's like, and they're saying we just went off, we gathered all your soul fragments, so you're a complete soul. And isn't that what you wanted? I'm like, yeah. He goes, so why you questioning us? Which is that was the first day, right?
Yeah, I literally believe that that Jessie is, when she's making those dragons, because each one of them that she's made so far, she doesn't make them. They come through and it's for a person. It's not like they're just like in her
That's
shop and you just order one. You can't do that. It doesn't work. And then
yeah, I tried to get some into my Etsy shop or have like some on hand or whatever, and it has not worked out. So
Yeah, and so
It became
I
frustrating. It really,
actually think you're channeling their each person that comes to you that wants a dragon. I actually think you're channeling their dragon guide.
that's what I was
Yeah.
told when I
Very
finally asked,
personal.
because I was getting very frustrated as to like, why aren't any,
Why
you
can't you
know,
fix
I
it?
just kept making them and it's like, what the hell? And so I was like, what's going on here? Like in exacerbation, just like, what is happening? And then I was just clearly told, well, they're just already for someone. And so they just have to be custom ordered. They're not generic. They're not that other pieces are generic, but
You don't even have it laying around, do you? Because they're all gone to other people, aren't they?
I have one an experimental one. I experimented with putting copper wire into the veins of the wings. That is just I just kept because I kind of messed it up. So I guess it belongs to me. But it was just like a prototype of expanding like different techniques or something. But that's the only one. Yeah, I don't. They don't stick around. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, and it's always different. The different kinds of information that comes through, like the songs for David. That was the only time that's happened. Oh no, actually, one other woman had a couple songs, but it's it's not. There's not a usual formula. There's no formula. It's like another person like I was drawn to a particular book of the Bible, and I mean I'm not overly Christian or anything, so it was or Jewish. So it was interesting to me how drawn I was to something in particular like that one. It wasn't necessarily on my radar prior, and so things like that. And then I mentioned it to the woman, and she was just like, "No way!" And then had a whole story, and it's like, "Oh, okay, so okay, that makes sense to you. It didn't make any sense to me, but it's clearly for whoever it's for. You know what I mean? I guess is my point. So yeah, they're powerful and personal,
That's
and
awesome.
they're also the whole Orgone thing on top of them being dragons. That aspect of them is still there. So they're
You're gonna put
I feel
together
like it's important.
you're gonna put together a special little slideshow
Yeah, I'll
for.
do a Dragon Family slideshow. I document each one before I send them off to their owner, so I have at least have like a memory of them. Like when I pack them and send them away, I'm like, "Fly away, my babies!" And I keep a picture, but I keep a photo, so I'll like put together a slideshow of. There's quite a few by now. Quite a
That's
few.
amazing.
Yeah. So I guess I'll share that on the art day, the Saturday art day. But that's me in a little nutshell. I'm not the most experienced, but I feel like it's really powerful stuff and pure
Yeah.
information, pure emotion, whatever, healing. The crystals themselves have different properties that like seem to miraculously match up with whoever the person is, like what they happen to be needing, which I would have no prior knowledge usually. So that's always reassuring and yeah. So yeah,
Do you want to tell your experiences, or do you want me to go next?
I'll go because I think you're gonna have a nice transition part. So
Yeah, I have an ending to this to go in before Bonnie does the thing. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go. So my experience with dragons. Well, it's my awareness of dragons came. I think only like in February or March of 2020, and
Yeah, you ordered a dragon tile from me, David, and I remember you saying to me, I don't know why I'm ordering this because I have no idea. I'm not even attracted to dragons. I have nothing. There's nothing about dragons. You couldn't figure out why you were ordering it. And then you ordered it, and then like the next day you sent me a thing saying, oh, don't send that to me. Send that to one of my friends. That's what it was for. So didn't have, and that was like at the beginning of March. That was when was that? That was in May.
might have been in May. Yeah. So I think it was like I think I even became aware of dragons like energy, but not to the degree that I understand now, but just aware of them like in March or something. And then I started feeling like I might have had a dragon, and then I started seeing dragons in the clouds everywhere I went. I was always these dragons in the clouds, and I thought that was interesting. And then then in May, when I seen the ancient cities of light for the first time, there was dragons everywhere. Then that night, there was dragons in the clouds, in my fire, there was dragons, and there was, so that was interesting. And then I realized, okay, I have dragons for sure. I knew I had a purple one, and then I found out I had a blue one, and then and I started doing some healings, and the dragons would come in sometimes and participate in healing. I remember this one time there was a lady, she had a tumor, and she had a demon, and I didn't know this at the time, but this demon wasn't just any demon. It was an other dimensional, super powerful demon from like a whole nother dimension that happened to come to this dimension and was attached to this lady. And by the time I found out this demon and this trickery that was going on, I tried to get to the light as fast as I could to transmute it, and I couldn't. It kept putting all these different paradoxes, like realities around me, so I couldn't connect to the light. I'm like, what is going on? This is crazy. And then it was trying to trick me. And then I quickly called in my dragon, and then poof, the dragon flame came in, and then just transmuted this demon. The demon was gone after that, right? But like, so the dragons are protectors. They are protectors. You can connect with them as soon as you think about them and you call in your dragon. They'll be there to protect you. The number one thing, they are your protectors. Everyone has dragons that are protecting them, even if you don't know it. So they, first and foremost, they are protection energy, and they're also healers, and cool, and they're very wise. So as we've been getting into our astral traveling and going to our portals, why we ride our dragons, because they just know where to go for us. Like I know I've astral traveled to another dimension, and I'm like, so I'm here. So what am I supposed to do? So I'll call my dragon. I'm like, just take me where I'm supposed to go, and it's just that easy. And the dragons will just take you to some place over here, and you'll meet like something from like a Lumerian or Atlantis or a timeline that you're supposed to remember, or a higher dimensional being you're supposed to encounter, or you're supposed to get a gift or something. So the dragons are protectors, healers, and they're guides. So they guide us to where we need to go. And so that's my experience with dragons.
That's so cool. I had the same kind of experience with, like, when I first met my dragon guide. I was actually having a little bit of fear about things, and about astral traveling while I was awake. And I knew that it was something that my guides were kind of guiding me to do, and it was coming up and it kept coming up, but I had this awful, like, I had this fear. And I remember sitting in the sauna, and I had been working with the Andaras, and this was before I even took the Andara to the well in Tara, and before I went to New York and everything with the to open up the portal for the elementals. And I had been working with these Andaras, and I knew that I was supposed to learn how to spin my Merkaba so that I could astral travel. And I was getting it down, I was getting it spinning and stuff, but then I was like, the actual going and traveling while I was awake, because I was doing it when I was sleeping and it wasn't a problem, but I was like in this awful state of, there was like a little bit of fear holding me back, like what was going to happen to me if I left and went to astral travel while I was awake. I was afraid, like, especially because I would be in the sauna when I would be doing meditations and stuff like this. And I was thinking, what if I leave and like I'm stuck here in the sauna, and like I've been here too long, and all these things were going through my head. And so I was laying there on the thing in the sauna, and I was all by myself, and no one was there that day. And I had my Andara. I had one Andara, which was the one that I actually ended up putting in the well and Tara, and up on my third eye, and I had the other one at my heart. And I just asked, I said, you guys got to help me. Like, you got to help me, because I don't know how to do this. And then immediately I started getting this vision, and I saw this dragon, and he was hovering over the top of me. And I I was like, what do you want me to do? And he told me his name. I said, well, who are you? And he said, I am Crayon, which I think that's his name. And not like crayon, but it's like cray with a K-R. What they were showing me was K-R-A, and then like a dash in the middle, and then on was his name. And he said, I'm going to help you get rid of your fear. I come to help you, protect you, and let you know that you're protected. And he had me he said, I want you to focus your energy towards me and allow it to connect into me, which was the dragon. And it was kind of like, all I could think of was like in the movie Avatar, when they take the little piece of hair and then they connect it to the animal, and it becomes their animal, and it's always theirs. And I did that, and I actually ended up making a piece afterwards about it. And this is the one I made. And this is like the depiction of what it was like. He was hovering over me. It looked just like that. And this is my energy kind of hooking into the dragon. And that was kind of like my majorly big first experience with the dragons. And I really didn't know much about dragons before that. It didn't come across my radar or anything. I did start learning about it in the book Beyond Doorways. I had gotten that, and there was a little bit in there about dragons, and I had learned that you have this Chiron wounding, and mine happens to be in Aries, which is the dragon is your animal totem, and the hummingbird. And so that's kind of like, that was like all coming in, and this is all coming in like the year 2019. And it's just like coming through, and all this dragon stuff all of a sudden. And then when I got to the well in Tara, again, the dragon showed up. This was like a big, huge dragon. And it like, basically when it just like went over the whole top of Tara. And I don't know if anybody knows the span of Tara, but it's huge. Like there's acres and acres of land at Tara. And it's supposed to be like, it's the second chamber of the heart chakra of the earth. And it's like, there's this big portal there. And there's like all these elementals. And as soon as I got there, and the first thing I did was sit under this tree with this tree where these fairies were and everything. And the fairies were welcoming me in and all this. And this, all of a sudden, this big, huge dragon, bigger than like the whole area that I was in, just comes swarming around. And he was like really slow, going around and around. And he was just kind of saying that it was like an ancient dragon. And he was just basically saying, this area is protected while you're here doing this work. And that was my second time I had experience with the dragons. And then I've been working with the dragons because it's part of my wounding. And so I've been using the dragon power procedure, which I'll tell you guys all about in a second. And then I've been using that like almost all the time now. And it's also in my wounding procedure, because it's like a transference healing wounding. It's a procedure that I do to help me work through my wounding. And then this just recently, I had a second experience. It was after David, myself, and Bonnie, we had gone to the dragon realm at one stage. We were doing something. We ended up in a dragon realm, and we had drinking a potion or something, and in the dragon realm, we were then able to have like the Akashic records of the dragon. And like 2 or 3 days after that, I was in the swimming pool, and I was doing my laps, and all of a sudden I looked down, and my arm, my hands, they were dragon. And I was like, oh my God, what's this? And I'm like going through the water, and they're showing me that I was a water dragon. I think it's an aspect of me, like from like a long time ago. And it was so weird. And I remember getting out of the pool and telling you guys, I'm a blue and green, white. And it kind of makes sense because that's the color of Crayon as well. He's like a bluey greenish dragon. And like, so that was cool. So that was like my latest experience with the dragons. But that's my story and what I have to say about it.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah,
Pretty
it
cool.
was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah.
So these are just stories, and I mean, things that we have experienced in our spirituality that we hope that you will experience after doing this meditation and meeting your dragon. And Robin's going to give you a little more information on reasons why we work with our dragons, why we work with the energies.
Yeah, well, I thought that it would be nice. I have this whole section. I've got this book. It's called Beyond Doorways, and it's by Alexis Cartwright. And she has a whole section in here about dragons and the dragon power. And she has this procedure. She does transference healing. The book is, if anybody is looking for the book afterward, it's not in print at the moment. And I think it's because of the whole thing that's been going on. Her printer, she was doing an updated version of the book, and it's not there yet. So I wouldn't actually purchase it until you get the update. You can find an updated version, because you might spend an awful lot of money on an old version, because that happened to Bonnie. We found out that her book wasn't corresponding with mine, because hers was like, I don't know, was yours the third print of it or something?
I think so. It
Yeah.
was,
And so
which one was yours, like the fifth or something?
mine's the fifth, and there's a new one
It's like
coming.
the third or
There's a
fourth.
new one even after mine. So
Yeah.
I would hold off if you want to order one of these until it comes back out. And you can go to the transferencehealing.com site, and Alexis Cartwright can let you know when it's happening again, because it's just not for sale.
There's also another book from Diana Cooper that does the cards that you can get to with a lot of dragon information too.
A lot of information on it.
A
So
lot of procedures.
what I'm going to talk about in here is Merlin and the Dragon Power. And I'm just going to read this out. It's only a couple of paragraphs, and I think it's interesting information about like dragons and how they work and stuff. And so it says, to master the teachings of Merlin, we must also master the energetic teachings of dragon power. And Merlin's teachings are all about alchemy and all of that. And it says, we all hold the internal resources to build our energy, but we must surrender and purify the ego and connect to the higher self. In that moment, we embody divine will. Through divine will, we master the limitations of the lower self, the weakness of the ego, and connect to the universal consciousness to utilize our power with purity of intent. The more we embody dragon power and master its teachings, the more we master the self, and therefore become more spiritually and energetically empowered. When we are empowered through divine will, we embrace the consciousness of Merlin and respond to his divine guidance and lineage. When we are working with dragon power, our highest self delegates the activation of our chakra system. This healing technology is also supported by Merlin. Through this activation, the 7 main chakras respond to the technology of the 5 higher chakras. The Earth Star chakra, which is below the body, the causal, the Soul Star, and Stellar Gateway chakras above the body, and the Holy Grail point within the heart chakra. The force of this activation grids light and energy from the universe into the body. This energy is then absorbed into our source storehouse, which is the part of our patterning, our etheric body, where our reserve energy is stored. Some see this aspect of our etheric body as our will, or that which drives free will. Others refer to it as chi. This reserve of energy is activated and accessed when we are depleted or ill. It supports us to heal genetic and painful symptomatic disease when we are clearing weakness in our body and consciousness, or when we need to counteract personal or energetic attack. The dragon power symbol and procedure was channeled through the consciousness of Merlin to connect to the source of power and its divine teachings. When practiced within transference healing, which is what it's her modality, it resources the patterning to counteract disease and to build our energy levels. It provides an energetic shield that counteracts negativity, psychic attacks, and the impact of earth change. Most importantly, this symbol and procedures support us to purify the ego and embrace divine will so we can master our self-empowerment through spiritual initiation. Over time, as we build our dragon power, we master the magician within. And so she goes on, and there's a whole procedure that you can do, and doesn't take very long. I don't know. It basically, is one warning on it. It's a warning about when you're working with the dragons, because you have to work with them with humility and integrity, and you must never use any energy to attack others. And it says if this procedure is performed with negative intent, its energetic force will be reflected back onto the person responsible. So like, I think what she's trying to say here is like dragons kind of mean business, and you don't want to use dragon energy or dragon power just willy-nilly. And that you don't want to just kind of like sling it on to somebody in hatred or anything like that. So, because it's very critical, and it will come back on you.
I feel like it only can be used in love, just like the angelic energy. It can only be love.
Yeah. And you have to, and when you're using it, you use it through the heart, and you use it with the intention that you're going to do something for yourself or another person that is in a healing. You're helping them. You're not trying to like attack them or anything like that. So,
and for the grid workers out there, you can use the dragons are really open for clearing energetic fields and clearing the earth grid of dense energies, especially when timelines are merging and they're making a big sloppy mess all over the earth grid. And then the whole dragon collective will come in as well to assist you. So a lot of people are doing grid work, so I thought maybe they might not realize the dragon collective is ready to help you with the grid clearings.
And they're very, like, they showed up when I was doing that one grid work. I don't know, Jesse, did they show up when we were doing the thing in New York? There was a few dragon cards that you had.
A bit, yeah. I did have that. I did have the dragons there. They weren't like.
It didn't show up as
They were
powerful
kind of in
as
the
it
background though, like, you know, there was so many. That was a crazy like party.
did. That was a good
So, they were kind of like they were there, but they were like in the background. Like there was some there. Yeah, they're like overseeing. I feel like is what they were there for that time.
Yeah.
In the forest.
They were.
Yeah, that was some serious grid work going on. They were kind of just like making sure it was all kosher.
I think keeping it protected and keeping the area going good and all that. They did the same thing for me and Tara. It was really like, so the only experience I've ever had of dragons is good. I haven't had any negative experience with dragons so far.
Yeah, I've only felt love.
Yeah, me too. Very positive. I mean, the King of Dragons is really interesting when his energy combined with mine when I channeled him that one day. He's a king, you know, like his words are right. His words are proper. His knowing, his command, you know, like he's very confident, extremely confident, and it's so cool. Like he's just like as you would imagine how like the King Arthur or somebody who would be of the highest of kings, like on delegating over countries and delegating over and operating from the heart and just commanding properly with the confidence and just assertiveness and that power he's got. Like that's amazing. It's amazing. So it's the dragons are amazing. They really are. They're just.
I think I remember you asking me about him. Was that Raj? Yeah. Remember? Yeah. So I think I had met him too on my own, which was interesting. And you contacted me and asked me a couple questions if I'd ever come across anything like that, and I in fact had. And like the names matched up, and there was no way for that to be a coincidence. It's like
I asked
really
you the night because you came to me that day, so I send you a message. I'm like, have you met the King of Dragons? Like, is this have you ever experienced? And we got the same name.
Yeah, he was
because
very regal. He didn't say to me that he was the king, but I was like felt that kind of regal nature, and yeah, so that was really interesting. They're real. They're here. It's, you know.
uh,
So
Um,
you guys ready to meet your
what would
guy?
do you want me to do the dragon power procedure before you go into meet the dragons? Will we do
Sure,
the
sure.
procedure? And
Let's
then
do
you
it.
can take it in because you have a little bit of information to tell about the air and the elementals and all that, don't you?
Well, I mean, really, there's an element. Each dragon is an element. There's a realm. There's a water realm, air, fire, and earth. And sometimes you get dragons that are mixed with a couple. It just depends. They're like the angelic. They will come in for whatever you need. You know, whatever you need help with. You have a one that you're born with, just like you do with the angelic. That's on your team. But then also there's also violet flame um, dragons too that do healing. So there's all rays of the rainbow that they work in colors and the Christed energy and all that. They help uh, bring all that healing through too for the earth and for humans and the animals. So I mean, it's kind of really similar what the dragons do with that the angels do, except for the dragons can go even deeper into the earth because they can go because they're fourth dimensional beings and they can go deep within to the earth and help you with the good work and stuff like that. So yeah, they're pretty amazing.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the procedure and then we're gonna go, and then Bonnie, you're gonna take it away and we're gonna go meet our dragon. I just want to show everybody the picture of it before I start going into it, so that you know what the dragon power symbol looks like. And so I'm just gonna hold this up, and this is the dragon power symbol, because you have to imagine this symbol when you're doing the procedure. And so it's basically, and you've got your elements up here, you've got fire, air, I can't even read it, fire, water, air, and earth. They go around each tip. So like it's bringing in
I'll
all
take
the
a
elements,
picture of
just
that.
like what Bonnie was just saying. And there you got the heart of the whole thing there. So that's the symbol. And I've been working with this for a while now, and I use it whenever I feel like I need it. And there's different reasons why you would use it. And so I'm just going to give you the reasons why before we go into it. This procedure should be practiced when you are suffering with genetic pain or the rapid manifestation of disease in the body. Used when you are feeling depleted, either physically, emotionally, or energetically. When you are experiencing ongoing light body symptoms. When you are being drawn into power plays or conflict. When you are feeling under attack physically or psychically or otherwise. When you are clearing earthbound energies, and these are energies that are clearing from the earth as light is being filtered into the grid, or when you feel you are attached to an astral substance. When you are undergoing a spiritual initiation, and when you wish to embody the attributes of divine will so you can stay true to your heart and your higher self rather than the ego or lower self. When you need to hold your light, and when you want to master the teachings of Merlin. And the teachings of Merlin are all about alchemy and all of that stuff that Merlin teaches. Um, this procedure can be performed as often as you require. If you are feeling depleted, especially depleted, impacted, unwell, or are undergoing a spiritual initiation, it can be practiced multiple times a day. Okay. And so it's not like an overly like extensive thing. So you don't even have to like be in like complete meditation or anything like that. So it says before commencing this procedure, go into a meditative state by closing your eyes and connecting to your heart center. Still your mind and feel the tension leave your body. Ask any thoughts that come up to be released to the light. And once you have reached a state of stillness, open your eyes and begin the procedure. Using a silver frequency of light, draw a cross over the heart, over your heart chakra, top to bottom, left to right. And I use a crystal when I do this. I always use my crystal, and I imagine that I'm having a silver line at the tip of my crystal that's bringing out, it's a silver frequency that's, and I cross myself. I say top to bottom. I feel like I do when I do this in the pool. Sometimes people be looking at me, and I'm thinking to myself, they probably think I'm doing the thing that you go to the Catholic Church for. That's what it feels like. Okay, so you use the silver line frequency of light and draw over the heart chakra, top to bottom, left and right. You're drawing the cross, and then draw a silver circle over the heart chakra. Then draw a silver heart over the heart chakra. And then draw a silver cross over the heart 3 times, top to bottom, left to right. So 1, 2, 3. And then you want to white light your body. And to do this, you visualize pure white light coming up from the Earth Star chakra, 6 inches beneath your feet. See it radiate throughout your whole body and then out into the auric field, 60 inches beyond the body. And I bring it up through, when I do it, I always pull my crystal and I pull the white light and I bring it up through and up through. And then when I come out of my crown, I imagine the white light going around me like a bubble. And then I take the silver frequency and I take that and I imagine the silver frequency also going around the bubble as well. And then you're fully there, you're fully connected. And another thing that you can do if you want to is you can, if you're feeling very ungrounded and you want to make sure you're anchored, you can imagine a pillar coming from the higher chakras up above you, and imagine the pillar of light to come down through you, and then imagine it placing itself and anchoring right into the earth, and then you're good to go. Like, you don't need to like do anything more, and you complete the grounding back into the earth. And you would like to draw a silver line, of course, from the bottom of each foot into your Earth Star chakra, 6 inches beneath your feet, and feel safe and connected to the earth. And then it just says give yourself a few minutes to come back into consciousness after running this procedure. And I kind of didn't really do it like I normally do because I talked a lot throughout it. But that's kind of what you do, and it's really easy. And sometimes if you're in a state and you just do it really quick, just
It's very grounding. I just like, after I finish
Yeah.
it, like it gives you like, I feel more grounded right now than I normally feel when I'm just doing regular grounding work, where you're just centering your energy into Gaia, the center of Gaia. This feels like it's grounding, and you got stabilizers. I don't know. That's the best
Yeah,
way I
it
can
feels really stabilizing, really centered and stabilized.
And I imagine I do this procedure for my children as well. And especially if my children are going, like I was doing it with my oldest child when he was going out drinking, because I was a little bit nervous about what was going to be happening. And of course, you have no control over your children when they are a young adult. They do what they want to do. And so I would do the dragon power procedure over him. I would do it over his car when he's out driving, just to keep him kind of safe and keep the vibration around him good. It doesn't get any kind of like anything coming into his body from the alcohol that he's imbibing and everything. And so that's what I do with him. And then with my youngest, he went to secondary school this year, which was really difficult because he went from 4 children in his class to like, there's 800 kids in this school. And he had a little bit of hard time. And so I do the dragon power. I do another procedure for him. I do bringing all his pieces back together and keeping him, because he has a hard time being grounded. He's very, very ungrounded. He has Chiron and Aquarius. So that means that he is kind of off in the ethers and he doesn't know what's happening, and he can't take in information because he's not here. And so I bring him back in and I do the procedure for that. And then I always end it with the dragon power procedure and I white light him. And I do that while he's on his way to school, just to help him. And every time, I know when I do it regularly, he seems to be getting on a little bit better in school. He seems to be able to focus a lot more. So,
It's similar to a mother's prayer. You know, when you
Yeah.
use the angelic realm, you ask the angelic realm to put the pink light and the love around them, and to,
Yeah.
you know, so yeah.
So you can do it for your children, you can do it for your loved ones as well. Like it's a simple procedure. Just as long as you're doing it for good intent, you can do it. So that's it. That's my part.
All right. So you guys ready to meet your dragons?
Sure.
Or get even closer to the ones that we already know.
And this is for people
Ceremonies begin.
well.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So what I want everyone to know is that during a guided meditation, sometimes your guides have other ideas and they may take you off and have you be doing something else, do some other healing. Don't be alarmed by that, because it happens all the time. Or you may not see it, you may feel it, you may sense it, you may know it. You don't have to see everything that I'm saying. Just allow yourself to be. Just allow yourself to float into that energy and let yourself experience whatever comes to you, and just relax. And everything that you experience is going to be perfect, because everybody's filters are different and everybody experiences dragon energy in a different way. So don't let yourself don't worry about trying to do it like everyone else, because you're not. You're going to do it just perfect the way that you should be doing it. And so I'm going to have everybody to just relax, you know, get in either in a seated or lay down if you choose, and just kind of relax your shoulders, relax your muscles. And then I want you to just take a deep breath. Just feel your lungs expand. Hold, count to 3, and then release. And then we're going to take another deep breath. Count to 3 and release. And the reason why we're counting to 3 is because we're all connecting energetically to travel. And it doesn't matter whether we do it now or in replay, we're all going to be connecting. There's no such thing as time. So take another deep breath. 3, 2, 1, release. And just relax into that energy. Feel all your muscles relax in the face, soften in the shoulders. Feel the muscles in your back relax and down through your legs. And then I want you to imagine that this beautiful golden energy is coming down from your higher self. This is wisdom. And we're going to take a deep breath. And we're going to breathe it all the way down past your eyes. And just relax into this energy. Take another deep breath. Breathe it all the way down past your shoulders. Just relax. Feel your body expand. It's like laying in warm water as your body expands and you relax. Take another deep breath. Breathe it all the way down past your knees. Take another deep breath. Breathe it all the way down past your feet, all the way to the heart of Mother Gaia. And then we're going to breathe this energy all the way back up. Just take a deep breath. Breathe it all the way up past your knees. She's sending all the keys and codes we need for this trip. Take another deep breath. Breathe it all the way up past your hips. We're going to take another deep breath. And we're going to send that beautiful Mother, Father energy out into the room through the heart. Take a deep breath. Send it out. Filling the room you're in with beautiful love and light. Take another deep breath. Sending it out. We can see the light language filling up in the room with all the keys and codes we need. Take another deep breath and send it out. And then I want you to drop your consciousness down into your heart space. And I want you to imagine that you're just taking your shoes off. And you're going to walk into this beautiful garden within the heart space. And as you walk into this beautiful garden, you create this world to whatever you want it to be. This is your place. You can create beautiful trees. You can create beautiful animals. All the colors of the rainbow of flowers. Smell your beautiful flower fragrance as you walk through this beautiful garden. You could see beautiful birds. Feel the sun on the back of your neck. Feel the wind across your face. And just continue to walk in this beautiful place. You are safe because this is your space. And as you walk, you see off in a distance your higher self coming to you. Your higher self is going to guide us today to show us exactly where we need to go for your highest best. They're going to take your hand and we're going to continue to walk through this beautiful garden. We feel ourselves being pulled off to the left to this trail that feels magical. The energy is different. And your heart knows the way. So we're moving into this energy. And we see peeking behind the trees a beautiful unicorn. And as we walk up to the unicorn, it bows to us. And it starts walking forward. It looks back at us because it wants us to follow where it's going. So we're going to follow through this magical place. And it walks closer and closer. You start seeing all the colors of the rainbow. And there's this beautiful vortex. And the unicorn leans forward, touches it with his horn, and opens the portal. And we're stepping through. And as we step through, the energy rises higher and higher. Take a deep breath. Acclimate yourself to this higher energy. Just relax in it. And we're walking through this trail. The unicorn is still guiding us. Up this mountainside. We're walking higher and higher, and as we walk, the energy raises. It's such a magical place. We see elementals and fairies all around us. As we raise higher and higher into this energy. As we're reaching towards the top of this mountainside that we're walking up, we see this opening to a cave. We follow the unicorn into the cave. There's beautiful rainbow energy cascading through the cave. And as we walk, we feel the energy rise even higher. We're going down deeper and deeper into this cave. Feeling the energy rise as we walk. And then we finally come to a clearing in this cave. This large cave that you can see no ending to, evolve on all sides. There's 4 beautiful dragons in here. There's an earth dragon, an air, water dragon, fire. And they're sitting on all 4 corners of this beautiful cave. It almost looks like a star that they're sitting in, a carve up. And we're walking towards this. They're bowing their heads as they welcome us into the room. And we're so tiny to their beautiful, majestic beauty. And in the middle of the star is a violet flame. And we see purple flames jetting up all over the room. And what we notice is if you watch the flames go up, they turn into little dragons from the angelic violet flame. They are violet flame dragons, healing. And they invite us to sit in the circle in front of them. And so we nod our head and we take a seat. And as we're sitting there, the water dragon wants to do healing of the emotional, things that are holding you back, things that are hurting your heart. And the dragon moves forward. And this beautiful mist of green and blue energy whirls around the room, coming from her heart. And as it whirls around the room, we take a deep breath. Breathe it in. Allow all energies that we're holding on to in our heart space, emotional energy, all the stories, and all the people we're having trouble forgiving, moving through. Breathing it out, take a deep breath and release. And then we have the earth dragon that wants to step forward. And this dragon wants to help you release all your fears. Release the fear of working with the dragon energy and any other fears that you're carrying. So he's going to send this beautiful orange and red energy all around the room with the breath. He just breathes it out. Take a deep breath. Breathe it through every cell and every system, all the way down through the bones and blood, all the way to the ends of your toes. And feel yourself relax into this energy, releasing the stories of fear, allowing it all to be transmuted into the light. And just relax into that energy. Allow it to coagulate through your system. And just breathe. You can feel that fear leave. Thank the earth and the water dragon for helping you with this as they step back. And now the air dragon steps forward and she wants to help you clear your mind. Even more deeper, helping you release the stories in all directions in time. So she wants to send this beautiful blue energy so that you can speak your truth and see the truth and feel the truth. She's blowing it all around the room. And we're going to breathe it in through every system, every cell, all the way down to the ends of your toes, and just relax into this energy. Let it all settle in. As she steps back. And the last but not least is one of the most powerful dragons, the fire dragon. And he wants to step forward. And he's working with the angelic dragons of the violet flame. And he's going to send this beautiful transmutation with all the keys and codes to help you communicate and be at home with the dragons. Take them into your heart and love them as they love you. So he breathes this beautiful purple energy all around the room. Take a deep breath as it comes down through the crown, all the way down through every system, every cell, down to the mother. And she sends her energy back up through the heart, all the way up to your higher self, into the galactic family. And it comes back down into your heart. And we're going to send that heart energy out into the room, sharing that love with your dragons that are here doing the healing. And now it is time for us to meet our personal dragon that we were born with when we took our first breath in many lifetimes, when we stepped onto this earth and the galactic and any other place that we were the aspect in. So we call upon our dragons by our heart. We call them by love. And we send love. We ask for our dragons to come behind us. Take a deep breath. Send love to your heart. And as you breathe, You feel the dragon energy behind you as it steps into your heart and connects you with the love of their heart to yours. Feel that energy go throughout your body. You can feel the dragon strength as you feel your backbone straighten and your heart swell with love. Allow it to just culminate and make you one. Make this bridge, this beautiful rainbow bridge, so that they can come anytime you call their name. And they're going to whisper into your ear what their name is. And anytime you call them, they will be here as they reside within your heart. They never leave you. So take another deep breath as the dragon steps back. And now they stand before you with their head bowed. And they want you to climb on. And if you look up, there's beautiful stars. There's an opening in the cave that leads out into space. If you look close at the stars, they're also dragons flying up in the atmosphere. We're going to get on our dragons, and they're taking us up. And as we rise, the energy rises higher, and we feel the star energy and the Christ energy of the stars coming through our body. Take a deep breath as we rise with the dragons, as they take us for a ride, and they fly. We soar through the stars, remembering who we are. We are the light, and we are all one. We are one with the dragons. We are one with the earth. We are one with the humans and the animals and the all. The galactic family. We are all one. As we soar through this beautiful atmosphere, we pick up messages of our future and what we are going to do to help transcend this new world. We all have a part in this beautiful ascension, and the dragons are here to help you rise to your occasion, rise to your potential. And they do this with love. So have a conversation with your dragon as you soar. Get to know your dragon. Remember the energy that you share that is always going to stay within you. Now we're going to soar back down into the cave. And they bow their head as we climb down off of our dragon. And they want us to know, as we were up there in the stars, we received many keys and codes to help us move forward into the ascension. And we're thanking all of our dragons to be here today, all the elements, and our personal dragons, and the angelic violet flame dragons. And they want to do one final blessing to seal in all this energy work. Christed energy dragon is now soaring above us as it blesses us with the Christ energy. Take a deep breath as it moves into every cell, every system, all the way down to the ends of your toes, into the mother, back up through your body, up to the Father, to the galactic family, and back down here to us. Our wings are now expanding as we relax into this beautiful energy. And they want us to do a victorious soar with our wings. We're going to go back up and fly on our own. And the dragons are flying along with us. They are so happy we are here, and so happy we acknowledge their existence. And now we're going all the way back down to the elemental where we came from, soaring ever so gently back down. As we touch the earth ever so lightly, back down through the portal that the unicorn had taken us through. And we close that, leaving all energies that belong in them time frames back in that time, bringing only our gifts and love, healing, back through the heart garden. We thank our higher self and all the dragons for being here with us today as we move all the way out through our heart garden, bringing our consciousness ever so lightly back down into our body. The dragons are gonna breathe some red energy into our crown to help us ground. Take a deep breath as we ground. And they want to fill our heart with joy and love. So take a deep breath as we're grounded. And when you're ready, wiggle your fingers and toes and open your eyes.